we've seen from a Cabot Oil and Gas standpoint is programs like EITC allow us to direct dollars, but by partnering with a foundation, it also gives us some flexibility. So hopefully a takeaway out of this is, and again, it would benefit Lisa likewise, is to create that partnership with the foundation. So when there is an opportunity like this or an emergency like this, people have a way to give back. So if I could, Christine, if you could help a little bit with the understanding of how you've been more flexible this year with your EITC and EIO dollars to ensure that schools across the Commonwealth are getting the needs they need right now.
EITC, as you know, is the Educational Improvement Tax Credit Program, and typically many organizations that work with EITC are funding programs they run all year long. We as Commonwealth Charitable Management hold funding and work on behalf of the donor when the school district needs it. So I have funding that was maybe set aside for next school year that the districts really need now. In particular, because we work statewide, our rural districts, we're looking at a need for technology. They don't have access to the internet. They don't have enough Chromebooks to go around. So what we're doing is working with those school districts. We compile all the information. What are your needs? And they are so varied. From one district to another, it's completely different what they need right now. So we're able to compile the information and work with our donors that have funding on hand right now. But I don't think that's all it's going to be is right now. Those districts are going to continue to need support into next school year. So we're working with them on plans to be able to support them so that they can close out this school year, but also plan for next one.
And again, from your standpoint, Christine, you've seen the opportunity to be able to sort of hold dollars, yet then look at new needs. So one of the pieces that I would, again, suggest to companies out there is learn more about the EITC program. You know, Gene Brady can help us a lot when it comes to the Neighborhood Assistance Program. These are tax credit programs that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has put into place. But again, Christine, I think from what I've seen with you guys, with partnering with the banks, you're really helping really bridge that gap of what companies have and how you can get it best dispersed into the community. So as I wrap up with yourself, is there anything else you're thinking that the audience needs to be thinking about from your standpoint, whether it's education or partnering with a charitable foundation?
I think both looking at the education improvement program that we utilize to support the public school districts, one of the most important things, of course, is getting more funding. We're the largest EIO organization, but there just isn't very much to go around. In addition to that, direct charitable contributions. Somebody mentioned a community foundation. That's a fantastic option. They are very informed as far as what's going on in their community. And many times, like with our foundation, you can direct your contributions. If you care about education, if you know there's domestic violence issues, work with a foundation, anybody that's doing a potential match, and I think you'll get the most bang for your buck.
And Gene, I want to stay with you for a moment because I know you and I were talking earlier and you had alerted us, and you're familiar with my background having been at Columbia Gas prior to Cabot and knee deep in LIHEAP. You were sharing that you believe there may be some changes coming from a statewide level as it applies to LIHEAP. Could you expand upon that, sir?
Well, there's not been a final announcement, but it's money has come in across the country with LIHEAP, additional money. And in Pennsylvania, they're working to finalize a plan. Basically, it appears that what they're going to look at doing will be to reopen the program this May, where people could come back in, and if they're in a crisis situation, they can reapply to receive additional money. Because what's happening right now is people have a hole in their budget, and what are the things that they're not paying? Well, unfortunately, things like fuel bills are one of them, and for people that have deliverable fuels, the
propane,
oil and coal in Pennsylvania. So I think it's important that that program gets back up and running. Usually you wouldn't see that in the summer months, but I think this summer you will.